So for the past few days, I've definitely felt the copium from the community. This leak has been circulating on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and pretty much everywhere else. Now, categorically, this leak is fake, and I've spoken about this on my community tab, I've spoken about it on Twitter, and there's still a large part of the community that are hell-bent on arguing that it's real. So hopefully in this video, I can convince you that it is fake, which it so obviously is. So to start off with, this Corvette, this is not a model from GTA 5, this is not a Rockstar model. In fact, this is an actual model of a Corvette. The only difference being is that some of the badges are changed. And the same can be said for this van here. This is a Dodge model taken from the internet, and the badge logo has been changed to a Rockstar original badge. However, something to note, in this shot here, the badge is there, but in this shot, the badge isn't there. So that's very strange. The next thing, which is the most glaring issue in my personal opinion, the Amazon logo on this van is flipped upside down, and it says crime instead of prime. Of course, parody. But Rockstar never ever fly this close to the sun when parodying a brand. You can't just turn a logo upside down or flip it on an axis and call it a parody. They would get sued into oblivion. Rockstar's parody brands are close enough for us to mentally be able to associate, but also know they're entirely different, and some of the brands even require a little bit of thought to understand that they are indeed parodies. Rockstar are absolute masters of parody. The whole GTA franchise is built on parodies of whether it be culture, brands, or real world events. This here isn't parody, this is someone just flipping an asset. The next thing is when the character gets into the car, on the dashboard we can see an Unreal Engine 5 blank texture. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of the wider community know this. I'm hoping they do, they should do, but Rockstar don't use Unreal Engine, they use Rage. And I believe for GTA 6 they're using Rage 9. Now, during the leaks that we had back in 2022, throughout those leaks there was of course loads of textures that weren't complete, and we had loads of markers of blank textures. This is not what Rockstar's blank textures look like. And the next thing to note is the professional pointed this one out, is that the animation to get in and out of the car appears to be ripped directly from Cyberpunk. Animations of getting in and out of vehicles are something that Rockstar have always been extremely unique on, and in this instance it looks like this is a straight rip from Cyberpunk. The next thing to note is there's a lot of stock assets in this, a lot of things that are available from free websites, some assets available from paid websites. Nothing here seems to be proprietary. Rockstar is known for creating almost everything themselves or taking existing assets and modifying them beyond recognition. And talking about unique assets, Zach Cox pointed out that this first bubble font that comes up on the left hand side saying "Have a Vice Day," of course taken from a social media account in the GTA 6 trailer, but this font, this bubble font, is one of the first fonts that comes up in Google when you search for a bubble font. I need to stop saying bubble font. The next thing is in the background, some of these buildings aren't 3D. They appear to have a weird warping effect, especially when you get into the vehicle. Now, I'm not massively knowledgeable on Unreal Engine 5, but it looks like this is a flat image put onto a flat texture, not necessarily 3D buildings in the background. The next thing to note is that the vehicle movement is extremely strange. It looks like the cars are floating, and this scooter appears to be floating down the pavement in the background. It's not the typical sort of movement we'd expect to see from the Rage engine. Now, the next thing to point out is the power lines and the way that the power lines are coiled around the different towers. I think that's what they're called. But this is not what we saw in the GTA trailer, but also this is not what we saw in the leaks. The power lines are far too uniform. Now, I'm not taking away from how good this fake is, but there's definitely some signs here that this hasn't been thought out too much, because a lot of the continuity errors don't really make sense. Now, of course, in the real version, things will change from the trailer and of course the leaks, but at the moment we just have to base it on what we have seen officially from Rockstar, and the original leaks back in 2022 were officially Rockstar leaks. They confirmed they're real. Now, before we talk about one of the biggest indicators of why this is fake, in fact there's a few indicators of why this is obscenely fake, I just want to give a brief shout out to Toman. They sent me this microphone, which is the Shure MV6. Now, usually gaming microphones, especially from gaming companies, tend to suck, and the reason for this is that they're gaming companies that have tried audio, but Shure is one of the OG audio companies in the world, and recently I've switched over to the Shure MV6 because this mic is built specifically for gaming, especially with the functionality of being able to mute the mic on top. Looking at the inside of this mic, it's very derivative of the SM58 and SM57 microphones. You can clearly see Shure's heritage within this mic, alongside the actual build quality of the microphone, which is superb, and the audio quality being incredible. You can also use the Motive Mix app, which comes with the microphone. This allows you to clean up your audio with literally a click of a couple of buttons. This basically removes all stress away from sourcing out your audio mix. So far, I've been loving this microphone and I will continue to use this microphone ongoing. Now, full disclaimer, this microphone was sent to me free of charge from Thomann, and there is an affiliate link down below. So if you think this microphone might be useful for you, make sure to go and check it out in the pinned comment of this video. Now let's get back to the video. Now, one of the key reasons we know this is fake is because it's still up. Take-Two Interactive don't take too kindly for leaks, especially as they're now working with Tracer AI, which automatically flag anything that comes up, even remotely similar to a leak. So the fact this is still up is a sign that it's a leak. However, a lot of people have said that Rockstar have done this intentionally and it's been leaked intentionally, and conspiracy after conspiracy theory. The next reason I know that this is fake is because of the way it has been presented. So there's an absolute ton of fake accounts on Twitter and on TikTok that have been messaging creators, not just myself, but other creators I know have been receiving messages from the same accounts, and all of these accounts are brand new. They are accounts that have been created in the last couple of days, clearly by the person that's created this leak, and obviously they've wanted to peddle this. This has been done intentionally, and this kind of begs the question of why was this done? Well, over the years I've seen this a lot. A lot of people would generate fake leaks on TikTok accounts, and then they'll sell those TikTok accounts, or they'll rebrand them into something else. This is essentially engagement farming at its finest, and the best way to do that is to take a trending topic, create some rage bait, and then of course sell the account on. Now, for the past few days I've avoided talking about this. The main reason is everything I've just said. There's nothing to believe it's real, but also by us feeding into this, we are also feeding back into the person that created the fake. So I've tried to avoid talking about it, and of course I dropped a community post, I dropped an Instagram post, and I dropped the same Twitter post. I've tried to keep as relatively quiet about this as possible, but what I've realized over the past couple of days is the community is more convincingly believing it's real, which is bizarre. It's categorically not real, and a lot of these really clickbait YouTube channels that are talking about it, they wouldn't be using footage of it if it was real. If it was real, I wouldn't be using footage of it because Take-Two Interactive would take it down. Now, there is a positive note to all of this. Aesthetically, just from a visual point of view, from a lighting point of view, from a game aesthetic point of view, this is very well what GTA 6 could look like. Close enough. It's the closest thing we've got that isn't official. I think that the person that made this, and I honestly, if you want to reach out to me and have a chat, I'd be happy to pay you to create some 3D models of stuff we can expect to see in GTA on the condition that no one else can utilize it to claim it's real when it's not. I'd love to see some actual interpretations of locations in Vice City, because sometimes it's really difficult to explain this stuff without showing people what I'm trying to get at. So if you're out there and if you happen to see this, please, Discord's down below, my social media's down below, let me know. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. I'm still trying to get to 50,000 subs by the end of the year. Not sure if it's possible, but we're gonna try, and I'll see you all in the next one. Spin the cylinder.